Alright lads, I'm not gonna lie, I tried to do a blind reaction to her stats and skills, but this is probably one of the most strange, bizarre servants we've ever gotten. So doing that, I think I just sounded like a dummy dumb idiot, right? Like I just had no idea what she was doing. So I kind of circled back, got some translations, really made sure I knew what was going on, and I think I can give you guys a better video for how good I think Aoko is, because one of the things that I missed is that this is two servants in one. You don't just get Aoko, you get Aoko and you get Super Aoko when you summon for this unit. And so that's why when I was looking at the original one right here, I thought it was a little bit strange. You know, I was like, she seems decent, but for a collaboration unit, I'm like, I was like, there's something lacking that I'm not getting here. And then I, found that there's a whole second page where you get the Super Aoko. So how this servant functions is that you use normal Aoko, you pop her NP, and then you go into Super Aoko, and you get a whole new set of skills, you get a whole new NP. Like, it's like the whole Tolmaeus and Melusine thing, but kicked up to 11. She completely becomes a whole new servant, which is super sick, dude. I think that is so cool for this unit. I'm really hoping that I'm going to be able to pull her, which, if you wanted to see me do my measly 2 multis later today, I will be streaming at 6 p.m. EST. You could wish your boy good luck. Maybe I will be able to get her, but 2 multis is not super great. So with all that being said, we're going to go through all the stats and details for this servant, but, strap in, get comfortable, drop that like, subscribe, all that good stuff, because, I had to do a lot of work to make sure that I fully understood how good this unit is, and she's a lot, so just get comfortable. One of the things that I didn't first notice, though, is that she has a lot of HP, so she might be more of like a CQ-oriented servant, because you kind of have to go into this support NP before you can use her actual offensive NP. So I do like the fact that she is going to be having basically like 15,000 HP. She's going to be very, very chunky. Now, first and foremost, here's where we start off with the weirdness, because you look at this and you say, oh, quick arts buster and extra attack. I'm not getting a buff though. So all this skill does, you just think of it like this. She gives herself 20 magic bullets, right? And then she gives herself 20 stars. And I just ripped out a translation and I had to get it kind of clarified. But basically, whenever you attack, you consume these magic bullets and they make her normal attacks a bit stronger, which is kind of nice because she has the You Olga Marie thing where her buster cards and her extra attack are AoEs. So she could actually do some pretty decent damage, right, with her normal cards. And she also, it seems like she can be a very effective crit servant as well, as we'll kind of get into later on here. But this one, you pop it every 2 turns, you get more magic bullets, right? And you can not have any more than 20. So just keep that in mind, but it is super accessible because you get it, every other turn. And at the very least, even if you can't hold any more magic bullets, you're still bombing 20 stars every single or every other turn, which is really nice because her second skill gives her and the entire party 20% battery every single turn, and it also gives herself 10 stars every single turn. So on the turns that you have skill 1 going up, you have 30 stars. You're probably going to be critting like an absolute maniac. Like, you're just going to be doing a whole lot of damage, which is super nice. But I also like that she is an art servant and she's giving battery to the entire party. So that means your Castorias, your Proto Merlins, even your Tamamo, who I think is kind of worth bringing with Aoko, because Aoko is really helping Tamamo get to her own NP, and which, in turn can help, Aoko get to all of her skills being more loopable. Again, obviously getting the huge arts buff is very, very nice. The NP damage is super good. So I think this is very, very nice with all of your art supports. You know me, when I have a DPS type servant that actually gives meaningful support to your supports, it just makes the team function like a well-oiled machine, right? It just makes it function really, really well, which I really like. Then we come over here. This is kind of just like generic good stuff over here on the third skill, because she's getting an Omni card buff, she's getting a decent 30% crit damage buff, and then she's giving herself a 2k heal every single turn and 3 turns of debuff immunity. No more of this, 1 instance of debuff immunity for 3 turns. They just flat out made her debuff immune for 3 turns, which is really nice. Also, this makes her very, very strong if you happen to have, oh, what is her name? It's slipping on me right now. Yui, that we just got for the Samurai Remnant event. Sorry, it is like 7:42 in the morning. It has been a long night, so if I'm all over the place, I'm trying to keep it concise. But she's very good if you want to use her with Yui. If you don't know, Yui is a support that we just recently got that synergizes very well with the Omni card buff. You know, depending on what different card buffs you have, she gives you different buffs, so having all three means you get full access to her NP. Now, this is where things got a little bit strange, is that you looked at her NP, or I did, and I was very confused because it's like, oh, she has a chance to transform into this Super Aoko over here, but, you know, I didn't know that it was going to be a whole different page. I thought it was just maybe a costume change or something, because Archetype Earth does that. You know, you use her NP and she changes the background, and I saw this, you know, change background music thing over here, and I was like, oh, that's probably just going to be a aesthetic thing. Like, she's just going to change into the, like, red Aoko form, but it's not really going to change anything. But then one of my buddies was like, no, go on that page. She becomes a whole different servant, which is crazy, but you're still getting the 20% buster, the 20% extra attack buff, so this is literally the ZTL servant, and then you're getting an additional 30% crit damage buff. So already, she's a pretty decent unit. She also has the Kukulkan effect, by the way, and can change invincibilities to Solemn Defense. Really nuts. It's just a very cool thing that Kukulkan is able to do that just makes her very nice. And then she's also getting some, I guess, decent little passives over here. But this Super Aoko over here is the one that I have not checked out myself, but already looking at this first skill, you know, it goes up from a 2-turn cooldown to a 4-turn. You get way more magic bullets than you were last time. You also get the invincibility, so now this ability to turn that into Solemn Defense makes sense, because I saw that on her passives when I did my initial video, and I was very confused, because, you know, I was like, well, Kukulkan, that's really good because she can give herself invincibility, but that makes her really reliant on having Castoria around, and Castoria already gives you Solemn Defense. But no, you just got to transform her. Now she can make herself invincible every 4 turns, by the way, which is crazy. You know, normally survivability is on like, what, a 6-7 turn cooldown? They just, every 4 turns, you're just immune to damage, because we don't have anybody that can bypass Solemn Defense aside from just debuff removing all the stuff off of you. So that's crazy. And then she just gives herself a 30% arts buff as well. So again, if you want to try to like do melt shenanigans with this, again, using people along the lines of, say, Tamamo, where you could try to loop skills, you could try to get stuff like that down, because it's on a 3-turn, on a 4-turn cooldown. So if you can lower skill cooldown, you can kind of loop the skill. And then I was concerned because she didn't have a battery, but nope, she has a 100% battery. Just like Archetype Earth, they gave her a 100% battery. They made her dummy nutty broken, and then, oh, what is that? Is that 40 stars? She is bombing, dude. Every 7 turns, you just get free NP, and you get 40 stars. Now, granted, for most people, you know, just the 50% battery would be good enough, because you're probably going to give her like a starting charge CE or something. But if you go for NP 2, 3, 4, 5 for this servant, you're doubly rewarded, because it's so much easier to get to the overcharge levels when they have this massive gargantuan battery. It's also super nice if you want to use her in some type of farming capacity. I imagine someone will make some farming setup where it's like, yeah, auto, you know, get her thing turn 1, or maybe you K-scope with an append skill, and then you know, automatically transform her and use her for waves 2 and 3. You know, I'm sure somebody will cook something up for that. So having 100% battery is ridiculous, right? Because again, if you could pull off something like that, I mean, she'll just smack the second wave, and it doesn't matter how little she could refund, because she'll just automatically give herself 100% battery, and if you're NP1, she's gonna crit the enemy in the face. So even with face cards, it becomes even more consistent. It's just crazy. And then we have over here, okay, I'm going all over the place, but dude, then we have a, I guess you could call this, say, like a Brave Liz style effect. We're able to drain 100% of your NP, and then you're able to give yourself a massive buster buff and a massive extra attack buff over here, 100%, which is kind of insane. And then you also just do the Tonalico thing. You just give the entire party the like 50% batter. Now, she doesn't get it herself, because I think that would be a little too broken. You know, effectively this would just become a 50% requirement, because you know, lose all of your NP but then get 50% of it back. But it's just, again, this is just nuts. Like, this is insane. You know, think of all of the good supports you're going to use with your different arts units, right? Or even you could bring Castoria into like a Buster team comp, right? If you want to focus on doing big busty crits with her, you could just do that. And then a 5k heal is just ridiculous at that point. It's just kind of insane. Now, I thought that they would have just made her a Buster servant when she changed, but no, they decided to keep her as an arts. And again, her NP gain is not the highest or anything, you know, 5 hits, it's whatever. But dude, she's gonna be obliterating people. Dude, they even gave her the Pierce Invul and Pierce Defense on the NP as well. So not only is she just like, I can just obliterate people with crits, you know, I can smash people with my Buster card or my extra attack that are AoE, so they hit everybody, but now you can't even get around the NP. And did we just forget, again, 100% battery, bombs 40 stars, and then just is immune to damage with Solemn Defense, you know, like every 3 turns effectively, right? Because the turn that you have it, you know, it's like a 3-turn cooldown. So ridiculous. And then she applies the defense down. This unironically might have been like the only miss on here, because I don't think this applies first and it's only 10%. That might be the only thing they missed on this, because it's like, oh, maybe it could have been like 20% or something. But dude, it's ridiculous. It's so dumb. And then I'm pretty sure this is the super effective thing. I think that's the magical bullets thing. I think that's the same one. Yeah, 2885, right? So just free power mod, just fantastic, crazy. You know, you exchange 10 of them for big damage, bro, just smacking them. Why is this? Why did they make this unit so crazy? They're so dumb. They're so good. And of course, you know, you keep everything over here. Nothing over here changes. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's just she's disgusting. She's filthy. Like, the only criticism is that, oh, well, you gotta transform her before, you know, you use her as a looper or anything. But again, so, like, you bring her to like a 90++ node or a 90+ node, and you just have her fire her NP over there. You just have her sit around, she transforms, and then she can take care of waves 2 and 3 for you. So, which you're probably already doing a multi-core type thing anyway for those 90+ or 90+ nodes, so it doesn't change anything for that. And then you get this disgusting unit over here. I don't think they've updated the damage chart to show how much damage she can do. I'll double check over here before I go, because okay, maybe she just does peanuts for damage, right? Yeah, no, they don't have her updated over here, but she probably will be doing some pretty decent damage. I guess you could say that, like, well, you know, Mr. ZTL, she doesn't have like the highest buffs. You know, she's only giving herself a 30% arts buff, but dude, this is so free. She just gets free damage against anybody. It's just free. You just get a bunch of free damage. It's crazy. So you can use her for farming, you can use her for CQs, you could bring her to boss fights, you could just bring her to whatever, dude. She's just disgusting. She is filthy. So is this a must-summon unit? Yeah, this is definitely one of those must-summon units, which is crazy, because we just got a must-summon unit. We just got this guy who is disgusting, the Count Amati Crystal. We just got a Broken Servant, and then we get another one just right around the corner. And I mean, dude, they didn't even miss with the Ascensions, bro. The Ascensions all slap. Now, I'm a personal favorite of the first Ascension, but dude, these all bang. They're all bangers. Look how cute these are, man. It's just, they just slapped on this one, man. They just went crazy. They went ballistic. So, is she a must summon? Yeah. Is she a must wifey servant? Of course. You gotta wifey this servant immediately. Is she a must grail? Of course. Do you have to gold foe this unit? Yes, like, probably. I think the only L might actually be the defense down on the NP being like 10%, so it's like, whatever. And then I think we don't have the skill trees for foreigners yet. I think it's like what is it? It's like Alter Egos and Avengers, I think, that we have right now. I think foreigners is the next one we're getting for Ordeal Call 3. And I think Ordeal Call 4 is Rulers. So I think that's the order when we're going to be getting those. But again, I could just be sleepy and delirious right now. But one thing that I am not delirious about is how disgusting this unit is. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I don't know, is she an 11 out of 10 or is she a 12 out of 10? Is she an XCX tier servant? I don't know. Like, you know, it's not a matter of if she's good. It's how into the super nutty, broken, disgusting unit tier is she? Because she's already way high up there. I mean, just ridiculous, man. Just so gross. Just such a good unit, dude.